Welcome to Brainstorm MTG. I'm ELD, and this is Fast Effect. Here we have Cephalid Breakfast versus a deck as old, almost as Magic itself in straight burn. I mean, technically, just jamming a ton of lightning bolts in a deck was one of the original reasons why deck construction became a thing, giving us the 4X rule. Of course, burn does kind of sidestep that, playing an awful lot of spells that do 3 damage for 1 mana. They're not all lightning bolt, but they still get the job done. As we see here, Lava Spike doing 3 to the face, and a fetch happening as well. We'll see how big this Monastery Mentor is going to be on turn 2 here. Losing the die roll may prove to be fatal. We'll see. Double Lava Spike making a 9-point damage turn. So down to just 10 after 2 turns. Looks like we might just not be enough time here. Could have played turn 1 Mother of Runes or perhaps Nomad in Core. Of course, the issue there is them getting killed off of a card like Searing Blaze. And coming in, just 5 life left. And this is looking like it could be it. Does he have actual Lightning Bolt? Just 2 cards left in hand. Gotten to the point of having Cephalid, Illusionist, and Nomad in Core. There's the combo. Does he have a Lightning Bolt? It has to be Lightning Bolt or Fire Blast. Anything else is not going to do. He is fetching. So much of the deck not going to get the job done. Just 2 cards in hand. Does he have it, or is... Oh, and he's got the Lightning Bolt. That is going to do it. No Narcomoeba revealed. And that is almost certainly game over here. Any spell at all, for the most part, is going to end it. So close there in game 1. Lightning Bolt just of the utmost importance here. And there's a Chain Lightning and forcing the chump block. And there's the Eidolon at just 2 life. That's going to do it. Murderous Redcap, the only card that would really matter from there, but we don't have the mana for it. And that is a quick game 1 there for Burn in what looks like an absolutely nightmare match. This is pretty bad. I mean, I thought Pox was bad for Cephalid Breakfast. Looks like Burn as well is just a nightmare. And I think that's a very fair criticism of the deck in terms of, why you might not want to play it at a large event if you're going to be playing all day. I mean, granted, the upside of winning a huge event with Cephalid Breakfast would be certainly, I guess, admiration from a pretty significant amount of players. I think people would respect the gumption it would take to sleeve that up at a huge event. But yeah, the reality is you've got some bad matchups, and I think Burn may be amongst the worst. There are some cards that are hugely problematic. Liliana, the Last Hope, just continually murking your creatures. That's not great for you, but that at least costs 3 mana. You can potentially be much faster than that. Burn, very often going to just have all of the burn it needs to kind of curtail your combo from turn 1. So we'll see here what game 2 and hopefully 3 hold. Monastery Mentor, an excellent start. Goblin Guide, one of the other creatures that can put significant pressure starting on turn 1. And that's really what Burn wants. For those of you unfamiliar with Burn in Legacy, it's not the most omnipresent deck, especially when you're looking at fully developed metas. But I will say, in areas where people are just getting into Legacy, Burn, a pretty reasonable option. I believe Tony Zek was only maybe $300 or $400, which is very often at this point kind of almost in standard deck range. Gives him the ability to hang with every deck in the format and have a lot of fun, and he's been able to slowly build toward Blue-Red Delver from there. There are some kind of growth trees that can sprout from Burn as a starter deck. Similarly, Merfolk back in the day used to be a pretty reasonable place to start, though honestly the cards in Merfolk have actually gone up significantly. So great for everybody who started with it, but if you are looking to jump in, it might be outside your price range. So yeah, I think Burn's a very reasonable place to start. Tony's put up some great results with it. It does have game versus so much, and another element about Burn is the sideboard is largely unknown to your opponent. So there's a lot of different cards that you can jam there. Cards like Deflecting Palm, things that you can splash. I believe he actually has tried running Vapor Snag when he ran up against a series of Merit Lage decks, adding blue and only fetching up that Volcanic in necessary spots. So they really didn't see it coming at all. Having that 1 mana answer to Merit Lage proved to be very devastating. And starting out a little slow here. Turn 1. Got Stoneforge, and it looks like, is that a Shuko in hand? Definitely a Batterskull. It looks like Shuko, so not jamming Shuko, probably incorrect. Perhaps playing around Smash to Smithereens. Let me know your thoughts there. Would you just jam Shuko? Or would you hold on to it until you're actually ready to combo, hoping that your opponent taps off of Smash to Smithereens mana? Awful lot of cards to play around. You've got Lightning Bolt, Fire Blast, Searing Blaze, possibly Searing Blood, Chain Lightning. A lot of ways to get your creatures off the board. And here comes a valueless Stoneforge Mystic. So both Shuko and Batterskull in hand. That feels awful. And this hand looking like perhaps wasn't truly keepable. Very little chance that that Stoneforge was going to stick around. Basic Island. Not going to allow for that Grand Abolisher to be cast, but he's not that much of a speed bump anyways. Just a 2/2. For some reason the card feels like a 2/3 to me. Clerics historically often had high toughness. And Bolt go into face. Making sure these life totals are correct, or at least Cephalid Breakfast's life total. Burn's life total not likely to be relevant. There's a Brainstorm. And it looks like a Zami, so really getting clogged up on suboptimal cards here. Swords to Plowshares could be interesting. See if we can get Tony to dump his hand here. Potentially open up a window. If he completely taps off, that could be interesting, but we don't have the Cephalid Illusionist. That's really what would be necessary here. At just 10 life, if Fire Blast is part of the equation, we're probably dead. There's a Lava Spike starting out. Another Lava Spike in hand. So threatening lethal. Best case scenario here. Oh, he does burn. The Narcomoeba. Looks like he's going to completely tap out, so the shields will be down. We do know what's on top because of Brainstorm. So a perfect scenario to steal a game with this Swords to Plowshares. Leading him down that path. That is really just not going to end up getting the job done, though. He's got one card in hand. Looks like Narcomoeba has to come down to prevent any type of hasty attacker. Eidolon. That's likely going to do it. Shuko coming down. And now we feel a little bit of pain in that if that Shuko was down this whole time, would have been in much better shape. But that's going to do it. That Chain Lightning easily finishing the game out there. Tony has plenty of life where Eidolon is very one-sided there. And Burn, in an absolute nightmare matchup, takes down Cephalid Breakfast rather easily. That's all for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please help grow the channel by subscribing. You'll be notified when we upload new videos like Fast Effect, Double Speed Magic with commentary, or Untapped, our raw tournament gameplay. Thanks for watching.